Are you feeling stuck on your path moving forwards? Well, I'm going to do a fully loaded past, present, future tarot reading. I'm not looking at the camera again, am I, properly? I can't help it. I'm so bad at this. I'm not used to looking over there. Oh. Right, anyway, so yeah, we're going to do a fully loaded past, present, future reading. So if you want one of these, they're £50, same day guaranteed. You can find them in the Beacons AI link. You just drop down to the video description. You can find them in there. Right, so yeah, so I'm going to put this in the kind of Spiritual Awakening Tarot playlist. Because remember that, you know, your everyday life ties in with your spiritual path. So a lot of our lessons, for example, are in love, you know. So yeah, I don't think spiritual, you know, it can be another area. So take it as it resonates. So we're going to start with the past spread, obviously, and see what's kind of been going off there that might be having an effect on the kind of stagnation right now. Just to warn you, I have got an Amazon delivery coming at some point, so if I have to pause, that'll be why. Right, so let's get started. So past, what's been happening in the past? Right, Five of Pentacles in the reverse, Two of Swords, Chariot card. Right, so Pentacles relates to Earth, can mean money and finance, can mean non-financial wealth. That's what we're investing our time, efforts and energies in. So this card's about feeling left out in the cold. We've got the two homeless figures here trudging through the snow. Pentacles, stained glass window, the church. Upright position, they're missing out on that. Reverse position, it's when we realise that we might need to get some help and support, okay? It's not to say that you're going to do it, but you realise I might need a little bit of help here. I'm going to assume that you didn't do it, because we then got the Two of Swords. Swords there where we think words were used. Lady there, cross swords, or separated swords in this case. She's got blindfold on. So there was... What it feels like is that... excuse me. There was something you were refusing to see. That's probably the better way of putting it. So, feeling stuck, going, maybe I need some support, but there was something that you were failing to see. Now, with the Chariot card there, Chariot card talks about pushing forwards. Is the time right? Let's go for it. Let's get on the chariot and ride forward. So, I think there was something at least, excuse me, that was telling you, right, let's get out of it. Let's go in this direction. I'm going to assume that you didn't do it, but we're going to see. Ten of Wands in the reverse, yeah. Ace of Wands. Justice in the reverse. So Wands, fire action, Tens, completion cards. This is a release card. You're the chap there carrying the Bale of Wands back to that village in the background. When he gets back there, he's going to drop it like a sack of shit and say, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm done, I'm out. Reverse position. So you were advised, let's go forwards, but you're refusing to see something, so you held on, okay? Instead, you went into Ace of Wands, right? Long term, what do I want? Where am I going? Who do I want to be? So you reassess the situation. And that meant not getting the justice you deserve. So it's almost like you've got this long-term plan or goal, but to get there, it's going to mean doing it a different way, which was the Chariot card, but you decided to not do that. You decided to kind of hold on to this way of doing things. And because something didn't go the way you wanted to, you then started to reassess the whole plan. And that started to mean that you weren't getting the justice you deserve. Hierophant. Knight of Swords. Ten of Cups. Right, so the Hierophant's one of the Divine Masculines, is Divine Masculine on a more spiritual base level. I'm going to go Zodiac here, which is sticking some kind of tradition, okay? That then brought in the Knight of Swords. Swords there where we think words we use. Court cards can be an energy within ourselves or somebody else, or something else. This Knight talks about either news coming in fast or expressing ourselves. I think it was news coming in. Now this news then brought out the Ten of Cups. Cups, water emotions, Tens, completion cards. I call this the Happy Families card. We've got a couple arm in arm kiddies dancing under the rainbow. It talks about a wish fulfillment on an emotional level. Now, it feels more like that news then made you to start to believe I can have my Ten of Cups, or potentially there was Ten of Cups in the energy of the current situation. Let's continue. 2 of Wands. Magician in the reverse. Temperance in the reverse. Right, so yeah, I feel like whatever that news is that came from that Knight of Swords energy, it gave you hope in 10 of Cups. Okay? So you started to make a plan moving forwards. 2 of Wands. You're the chap there, globe in his hand, surveying the scenery. So he knows what he wants, now making a plan of how to get there. Magician in the reverse. So the Magician is a very positive, powerful card. It's the manifestation card. It's in the reverse position. So it feels like despite your best efforts, that manifestation that you're trying to bring in is just getting blocked. Okay? That's then putting you into the Temperance in the reverse. So the Temperance card for me is the alignment card. It's when our mind, body, soul's all in alignment. We know who we are, what we want, where we're going. You'll also notice the angels pouring into your own cup. So self-love, self-care, self-healing. It's in the reverse position. So you started to come out of alignment. You were no longer focusing on pouring into your own cup. Let's continue. 7 of Swords in the reverse. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. Right, so 7 of Swords. I'm going to go standard tarot book version of this card. So it talks about sneaky, deceptive behaviour going off in the background in the upright. Reverse position, it's when sneaky, deceptive behaviour normally comes to light. Now, I don't think whatever this sneaky, deceptive behaviour was, that you wanted to see it for what it was, or even now you might go, well, I'm not sure quite what that was. But I think if you actually stop and look back and reflect, you'll go, actually, it was probably that moment. 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. 9's reflection card. So you're the lady in the garden looking over the fruits or flowers. Finally come to bloom. Before she harvests them at 10, she's looking back at all the hard work and effort she's put in. Now, in my readings, as you probably know if you follow me, the 9 of Pentacles isn't about going, I've achieved something. I've hit some emotional... I've achieved or hit some kind of financial or energetic abundance. It's normally when stuff's gone wrong, people have let us down, people have shown some sneaky deceptive behaviour. And it's about going, do you know what? I turned up, I showed up, I put the F in. If you can't see that, 2 fingers up at you, I'm going that way. Reverse position, it tends to be when we're questioning, is there any more I can do in the situation? The simple answer is no. You've done everything that you can do. Well, you did everything that you could do, I should say. 3 of Pentacles. 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. Right, okay. Right, so the 3 of Pentacles is normally a collaboration card. We've got the 3 characters there. And they've got that same long-term goal and vision. Hold fire on that one. Because I was thinking, was there something a little bit positive coming in? But I'm not sure if there was. Because we then got the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. So upright position, you got the character there with the crossbow, and they're aiming at one of the pentacles. So they're on target, on course. Reverse position, things went off course. Okay, you were no longer on target for that long-term goal. Overall outcome card. 4 of Pentacles in the reverse. So we call this guy the banker. He's the investment card and the investment suit. It's in the reverse position. So I think because things have gone off target, it could, because the other way we can go is he's got the pentacle over his heart chakra there. So it can, to me, sometimes talk about opening up that heart space, opening up that heart chakra. Or more than likely, it's that you weren't then investing in yourself. Okay. Obstacles or blockages. 6 of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so upright position, this is about emotional balance, equal give and take. We've got one character giving the other a cup of flowers. Reverse position, it's normally when one party's doing all the giving, you, somebody else is doing all the taking. I'm really tired. I've got loads of video chats to do as well yet today. Removing any blockages. Go for that one. 7 of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so upright position, you're the figure there, big cloud, out the cloud, 7 cups, out of every cup there's something different. It talks about an abundance of opportunities on an emotional level. It can talk about your manifestations and your wish fulfillments. The universe wants to give you this, but until you kind of get out of this energy, because it's probably still lingering, it's going to be put on hold. Yeah, so yeah, there's been some denial in regard to situation. At some point, you were supposed to go, no, sod it, I'm going this way, Chariot card, but you held off. You didn't want to give up, so you started to reassess the plan. Stuck to some kind of tradition, but that wasn't giving you the justice you deserve. That's when the Knight of Swords comes in with some kind of news, and it kind of makes you believe, I could have this Ten of Cups, but it's not a manifestation. It's thrown you out of alignment. And you're kind of wasting your time now. With the Three of Pentacles there, it's got a little bit of an air of that you've got personal, more than likely, people around you who are saying that they want the same long-term things, but I don't think as they do. So let's go on spread 2. The present spread. So present spread, some of this will have recently happened, some will be in play now, some might be coming about a week or so, and then we'll go on spread 3, the divination row. So I'm just going to shuffle. Alright, so I've got the King of Cups in the reverse coming out. Queen of Cups in the upright. So we've got a couple there, so it could be a romantic thing. Nine of Cups in the reverse. Right, okay, so all to do with emotions. So we've got the King of Cups in the reverse. So the King of Cups in the upright position is in control on an emotional level. He's very much, I'm here for you, I love you, I support you, I've got your back, now go get him, tiger. Reverse position, if this is you, then your masculine energies are upset and wounded, okay? If it's somebody else, then you've got an emotional manipulator in your energy. We've then got the Queen of Cups, so feminine energy. I'm going to say this is definitely you. It's either the feminine energies with it's either the masculine and feminine energies within you, or that's somebody else and this is you. So the Queen of Cups is because it's followed up by the Nine of Cups. It feels a little bit more Queen of Pentacles type energy, whereby you're nurturing somebody else's stroppy bad behaviour, basically, and that's keeping you stuck in the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So it's very similar to the Nine of Pentacles and this card. This time we're questioning, is there any more I can give on an emotional level? The answer is no. You've given everything that you can do, which would make me think that the King of Cups in the reverse is somebody else. Right, let's continue. Nine of Wands in the reverse. World card. Two of Cups in the reverse. Right, so Wands, fire action, Nine's reflection card. So upright position, we call this guy the Wounded Warrior. So you're the chap there, bandage on the head. This guy's been through the ringer. This guy's been to hell and back, and he's looking back and he's going, do you know what? It might be beaten, blooded, battered and bruised. However, I'm still standing. So in those moments, play your cards right, excuse the pun. That is how we step into our power. Reverse position, feeling defeated. Feeling defeated by the situation at hand. We then got the World card, last the major arcanas. It means big cycle complete. So as tens are ongoing cycles and there can be big things, the world's the end of a big one. Okay, we've understood it's not going to get any better. It's hit glass ceiling time. It's time to get into the energy of the Fool and start something new. So there's no resistance in regard, because you feel defeated by a situation. There's no resistance in trying to kind of hold on to it at this point. Two of Cups in the reverse. So upright position, this is my favourite card. I'm a Taurus, I'm ruled by Venus, I love love. This is the Divine Counterparts card, they're getting married. It's in the reverse position, fallout, friction, possible separation. Let's continue. Star card in the reverse. Hanged Man. Knight of Cups. Right, so Star card in the reverse. So the Star card talks about our hopes, dreams, aspirations, wishing on a bigger star. It's in the reverse position, feeling like that's evaporated or evaporating. As I always say with the Star card, unless it's time defiant, it's not going anywhere, but it feels like it is, and so we need to make a shift and a change. Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man for me is a leap of faith card. Yes, the Fool is as well, but the Fool has other meanings, such as starting a brand new cycle, being a bit more present. The Hanged Man is always a leap of faith card for me because we're stuck with a decision. Left path, right path, stick, twist. The problem is we're looking for guarantees. Life doesn't work like that. Upright position, stuck there, having a shift in perspective. Okay, now we then got the Knight of Cups. So Knight's forward motion. So this Knight's coming in and offering the cup. Now, that could be you having a shift in perspective and going, right, I need to start pushing forwards again. I need to get back on that horse. Or it could be another offer that's coming in or has recently come in. Right, let's continue. 6 of Wands in the reverse. 3 of Cups in the reverse. Emperor. Right, so... So I feel like with the Knight of Cups there, I feel like it's an offer. I think it's an external offer. Now, normally, I'd be saying, you know, when you know your worth and value, you're a king or a queen. Kings and queens do not accept offers from knights or pages. Yeah, because generally speaking, they're not good enough. Now, sometimes that's a you know, sometimes on rare occasion it can be like just a little bit of an offer to kind of get things moving again. Whichever way, you're not going to see this offer as kind of any good, because we've got the 6 of Wands in the reverse. So story of this card is some great war going off. This village has been out to local battle. They've won. They've returned back to the village. They're celebrating. They know the greater war is yet to be won, but then by celebrating the little wins along the way, it boosts morale of the troops. Reverse position, feel like we've got nothing to celebrate. Okay. We then got the 3 of Cups in the reverse. So upright position, this celebration card. I call it the sisterhood card. It's 3 ladies dancing around with cups in the air. That could be actual sisters, female friends, friends with high feminine energies. Witchcraft terms talking about coven power of 3. This talks about having cheerleaders and supporters. Reverse position, it's normally when that support takes a step back, because it's kind of like, you know, what more do you want? I feel it's more to do with just feeling like you've got nothing to celebrate, to be honest with you. I want to tie that into the 6 of Wands. Emperor. So the Emperor is what we call the divine masculine. He's like the kings, but he's combined. He's a good ruler, good leader, wise, knowledgeable, firm but fair, not afraid of fight, not afraid of change. So I think that this is somebody else or something else, because it could be an offer. And just as you're kind of getting into that, oh, nothing's ever going to work out, this has all gone wrong, blah, 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 that's when this personal offer comes forwards. Knight of Wands in the reverse. 10 of Swords. Right. Knight of Wands in the reverse. So the Knight of Wands is about pushing forwards, taking action, not overly worrying about the consequences. Reverse position, it's about holding off. If it's somebody else, then this Knight, again, it's an offer of some sort from somebody, and it ain't coming. 10 of Swords. 10's completion cards, body face down, swords in its back. It can talk about carrying self-limited beliefs. It can talk about feeling stabbed in the back. I'm just wondering if that Emperor might be a bit of a false offer. It's almost like dressed up as Emperor, but it's not. It's actually a knight, and they don't come forwards, which is then going to make you feel stabbed in the back. 4 of Cups in the reverse. The Fool. So you're the figure under the tree there, staring at the 3 cups. Stuck, bored, jaded, fed up. Cloud, handcuffed, no opportunities. Upright position, stuck there, can't see the wood for the trees. Reverse position, still in that stagnant energy, but going, maybe there's better opportunities out there. Okay. We then got the Fool. The Fool's the very first card in the tarot deck. The Fool isn't a fool. Itchy nose. The Fool is called a fool because he gets his bag, little dog goes off wandering. Leap of faith card. So it could be that you're taking a leap of faith on something. Oh, God, my nose. It could be that it's more just a desire to do so. Overall outcome card. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Queen's feminine energy. So the Queen of Pentacles in the upright position, she's kind, caring, loving, devoted. She's cradling the pentacle like a baby there. Now, that can be a good thing, can be a bad thing. It can be a bad thing because it can indicate kind of people-pleasing tendencies, giving too much away. It's in the reverse position, so that often talks to me about pulling that energy back, but I might get clarified for that one. Obstacles or blockages. 8 of Swords in the reverse. So you're the lady there, bound and blindfolded. You just about notice you can't see her arms. Can't see her arms because they're behind her back. Behind her back, she's holding onto the rope. She's holding onto the rope because she doesn't want to take the blindfold off. Self-imposed restriction. Reverse position. The blockage here is that you've taken the restriction off. You've seen the situation as it really is, but you've not really made a change. Removing any blockages. King of Pentacles. So King of Pentacles is grounded, solid, stable, provider type energy. I I feel like this could be somebody else, to be honest with you. And I feel like what this is saying is that you need a King of Pentacles person or offer. Because you're the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So yeah, it's a bit of an odd one, this one. So yeah, I think that the King of Cups is the same person as the Emperor, to be honest with you. And I feel like the King of Cups is probably quite emotional and stable, and you've tried to kind of help and nurture them with the situation at hand, and not given up on them. But the problem is, ultimately, you kind of got to the point where you were like, well, there's no change here. I feel defeated. So you accepted that this possibly wasn't something that's going to work out, and that caused some fallout and friction. That then made you start to realise, hang on, my star card, this dream that I have, is starting to ebb away. So you had a shift in perspective. As you were having that shift in perspective, it kind of almost feels like there was another offer, but then you felt like there was nothing to celebrate with that. Then all of a sudden, up pops an Emperor or an Emperor's offer. If it's this King of Cups person, then it's about kind of them going, look, I'm an Emperor now. The problem is, they weren't. There are Knight of Wands in the reverse. So they never came forwards. That's left you feeling stabbed in the back, starting to look for what other opportunities are out there. And there's a desire to take that leap of faith forwards, but we're pulling the energy back. So let's go into the final spread, Divination spread, and see what this has got to say for itself. Right, so tend to find this goes chronological outcome card around about 6 months from now. Right, Ace of Cups, Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, Tower card, right, okay. Yeah, I was going to say there's some kind of delaying action going off here. So I'm going to say it's about you pulling your energy back. You're then going to go Ace of Cups, right, long term, what's going to make me happy? On an emotional level, what's going to fill my cup? Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So you're the chap in the garden looking over the fruits or flowers, not ready for harvest yet, needs to get to 10. Upright position is going in the right direction. Reverse position, coming to the conclusion, or at least dragging this out, things are then going off course. Okay, so because things are going off course on your path moving forwards, the universe is going to drop a Tower card. Tower card, fixed card, the Awakening card. So we've got the tower there, it's been struck by lightning, it's on fire, there's people jumping out, it's cracking, it's crumbling. This tower is the situation, it's built on rocky foundations and it needs to come down. Now, tower cards are always for your long-term good, whether you like what happens or not. 1 time out of 10, they're positive. 9 times out of 10, they're tough and destructive. The idea of a tower card is the universe goes, right, you're in this timeline here. We need you over here. Something you're not done, said, changed, shifted, whack, bitch slap, get over there, splat. The idea after a tower card is you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off and you press forwards regardless of what's happened. Now the good news is most people do that. The bad news is on occasion people bury their head in the sand or they nosedive. The problem is if we do that, one of two things is going to happen. If the tower's been played because you have a greater purpose, or if it's love based, you've got one out there, and you don't take advantage, they just keep coming. Okay? If the universe has played the tower because it's trying to give you a bit of a helping hand and you waste it, it goes, right, you stay in your darkened room over there, we're going to lock the door, switch the lights out, you're going to have to find your own way out. Okay? So, tower card, Devil, 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords in reverse. Right, God. So the Devil card. So the Devil card for me talks about either leaning on toxic crutches and vices or being chained to some kind of toxic karmic energy, situation, person. We've got the Adam and Eve figure from the Lovers card, they're chained to the Devil. So it feels like the Tower card is going to reveal the person or the situation as in Devil energy, but I still don't think we're going to make any changes. 10 of Pentacles. So we call this a retirement card often because it's coins. It's when we put a lot of effort in, we get to it at the end, we get to enjoy the fruits of our labour. The other way I can go, which I'm more drawn to, is got the people behind the castle walls. Because they're behind the castle walls, they've got a sense of security. And it's almost like, despite this devil energy being, showing itself, rearing its ugly head, it's like, yeah, but that's going to make change, so I need to stay with what I'm doing. It's safer here. Okay? Ace of Swords in the reverse. So Ace is bringing in new energy, not starting something new. So this Ace is about going, right, long term I need to change my mindset or the way I communicate. Refusal to do so. Let's continue. Five of Pentacles. Empress, High Priestess in the reverse, sorry. Chariot card in the reverse. Right, so Five of Pentacles. So this card's about feeling left out in the cold. We've got the two homeless figures here trudging through the snow. Now, the Pentacles are in the stained glass window of the church there. So there is support there, but you're missing it because you're too hyper-focused on the situation. High Priestess in the reverse. So the High Priestess is one of the Divine Feminines, excuse me. She's Divine Feminine on a more spiritual-based level. She's duality, she's connection with spirit, and she's intuition. Not following your intuition. Chariot card back in the reverse position this time. So is the time right? Yes. No. I feel it's more stagnation. I feel like the universe is going, well, no, we're going to put the brakes on everything because you're not paying attention. You've seen the situation as it is. We dropped a tower and you're in denial. Let's continue. Empress in the reverse. King of Swords in the reverse. Temperance. Right, so the Empress in the reverse. So the Empress is also Divine Feminine. She is the Divine Feminine. She's like the Queen's, but she's combined. She knows her worth and value, shouldn't chase, she attracts. It's in the reverse position. Toxic feminine energy. Backing down, rolling over, letting other people get what they want, being controlled. And you're being controlled by King of Swords in the reverse. Swords are where we think words, we use King's masculine energy. King of Swords in the upright position is how I describe my reading style. Blunt, direct to the point, here to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. Reverse position, paranoid, angry, narcissistic tendencies. Temperance card, back again. So we're either getting into alignment, pouring into a cup, or seeing a situation as divinely guided when it ain't. Right, let's continue. Ten of Cups. Four of Wands in the reverse. So Ten of Cups back again. So kind of a period of going, I am going to get my Ten of Cups out of this. I know it's going to happen, and I don't think it is. Four of Wands in the reverse. So we call this the 1111 card, Make a Wish. It's quite a complex card, this one. It can talk about engagement, marriage, happy home, happy community, celebration. Tangible goals and dreams that we can work our way towards. Realising we're not going to start, or starting to realise that you're not going to get it in this current environment or energy. Five of Cups in the reverse. Moon card. So you're the figure with the black cape on. You've got a black cape on because you're mourning or grieving the three cups that have fallen over, not seeing the two that have fallen behind you. Upright position, stuck in grieving mode. Okay. Reverse position, as I always say, it's okay to be angry, sad, pissed off, annoyed. Something's not worked out, something's gone wrong, but it's about realising there will be better times ahead. By getting into that energy, that puts the moon card in the reverse. So the moon card for me talks about the unknowns. It's when we feel like something's off and we can't put our finger on it. Or we're scrabbling around looking for the piece of the jigsaw puzzle and we can't get them all together. Upright position, moon card says there's no point looking yet. It's not ready to be revealed. Reverse position, something's going to come to light. Now, it does often come through in our dreams, hence the moon. And if it does, it will come from one of three places. Either something in your unconscious gets unlocked, message from spirit, or message from the universe. Okay, now, if it does come through in dream state, it'll be vivid, but it'll be weird and cryptic. So keep a pen and paper by your bedside if you can for any notes. Overall outcome card. Excuse me. Knight of Pentacles. So I'm going to say this is you, the collective, and I'm going to say this is you starting to push forwards again. Okay, because something's going to get revealed. Obstacles or blockages. Two of Swords. Continuing to bury your head in the sand. Okay. Removing any blockages. Eight of Wands. Not the most riveting card in the world, this one, to look at. It's 8 wands or staves flying through the air. It generally talks about pick up in pace, new opportunities, fast-paced motion. That's basically saying that once you get out of this energy, there'll be a lot of good opportunities coming your way. But at the moment, despite a tower card coming up, you're going to refuse to see the situation as it is. And it's because you don't want to get out of your comfort zone. Simple as that. It's going to inevitably make you feel left out in the cold. Your intuition is going to try guiding you, but you don't listen. So the universe is going to slow things down. in toxic feminine energy. And then I'm going to say somebody's going to. I'm going to change my mind and say, no one say that. Well, somebody's going to be controlling the narrative in a bit of a narcissistic way, and you're going to be like, oh no, deluded. You know, this must be divinely guided. Do I want to say that? No, I'm going to change my mind. This person's going to reveal themselves as the King of Swords, and ironically, that's then going to trigger you back into alignment and go, do you know what? I deserve better than this. I want my Ten of Cups. I want my happy ever after. 4 of Wands in the reverse, this environment ain't that. It's not going to lead to that. So being sad that it's not worked out, but realising there's going to be better times ahead, that's when something gets revealed, and that's when you're going to start pushing forward. So yeah, what's blocking things? I think there's somebody in your energy who's blocking things. Whether or not they're kind of deliberately doing it, they're sat around doing spell work, I don't know. This is collective, but it just feels like somebody's controlling the narrative. And stuff keeps going wrong for you because you've still got them in your life. And I think that there's time for them to exit stage left, to be honest with you. So there you go. Hope that helped. If it did, you can get your personalised ones. Video description, Beacons AI link. Book, phone and video chat from 25. Same day guaranteed from 10. And that's a fully loaded standard version. £50, same day guaranteed. So I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and say ta-ta for now.